Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. So I did not realize that that the haves and have-nots came back. For some reason, it slipped me. There was a lot of foolishness going on TV, so I missed that. So I do apologize for that. But I am back. I am here. And I also wanted to do just a quick service announcement. Yeah, I'm in my car, so this is a little jankety get up. I have my light, my laptop folded in some origami way. But we'll make do. And yes, I will be reviewing this show. Essentially, unless I become rich and famous, I'll keep reviewing this show until it's done. And If Loving You Is Wrong also comes back. So that's a plus for us. If Loving You Is Wrong, we'll be back. And I was tired of that show. I said the plot line was stupid. It was pointless. But I realized that there's just certain shows you're supposed to watch just for general enjoyment. Not because it's just fantastic. And that was one of those shows. I actually do miss it. So I will be returning. I know a lot of you watch it. And so that will be coming back. In a couple of weeks, it will be coming back. And I will be starting a new channel. Have you heard of ASMR videos? Well, I will be doing those, or at least variations of those. It'll be a lot of fun, so I'll do that on a separate channel. I'll give you more details shortly, because we like to do things quickly over here. Now, haves and have-nots picked up right where it left off, which I like continuity. It starts off with Hannah going, of course, pleading with God, begging to God, she can't do this again. Not another person. Because remember, her son died. Her grandson died. Her house burned down. She lost she's still technically in the crier house, but it's just all too much right now. It's all too much, and she's just talking to Benny, and she's saying when she first, when he was first born, and all of this stuff, because she's so hurt and so nervous by him possibly dying. And so then the ambulance come, and we hear the ambulance, and I guess we keep hearing the ambulance. We don't see it, but the ambulance do eventually arrive. So that's how the episode started off. I guess we can continue on with Hannah. So Hannah's at the hospital. Derek is there, and he embraces her. And Hannah's just like, this is too much. I can't do it. I can't do this again. I cannot. How's Benny? He stopped breathing in the ambulance, and he stopped breathing here at the hospital. And he's in surgery right now. And she's like, it's crazy because they shot, and she didn't hear it. How can you shoot someone, and you didn't even hear it? I said, first off, it's called a silencer. That's a nice neighborhood, so I would expect for them to use a silencer to go after Benny. Second, you're listening to TV. Let's just call a thing a thing. But yeah, Hannah is emotionally just deprived and spiritually almost empty. And Derek's just like, nope, don't give up. Don't give up. He is still here. As long as he's still here, do not give up. And that's when Mitch decides to come say, where's Benny? Where's Benny? How is he? And Hannah's looking at him like, hello, Mitchell. Hannah's pissed because Hannah told Benny to give back that money. Mitch, this is when he goes and tells the truth. They were in a public area, so he had to choose his words. But essentially, the money came from his family, and Benny tried to give it back, but then something went wrong, and his family also thinks that in retaliation, Benny went after his uncle. Mitch knows that no, Benny didn't do it, but now he believes Benny. That Benny didn't do it, but it was already too late, and he needs to go to his grandmother to go and call off the hit. And we're all just looking at him, including Hannah and Derek, like, what? Dude, what are you talking about? And so then Mitch just wants to see how his friend is doing, but Hannah doesn't want him around Benny because she feels like, Mitch, your family did this. How do I not know that your family, you're not working for your family, and you want to go and check on Benny to check his status, to either finish him off or to have your cronies come in here and take out her son? Everything that Hannah was saying was valid. It was absolutely valid. Period. Because you can't tell me that Benny, it's like, okay, my son was just shot. He's almost died twice now. And you come around here and you say that it's your family that did, but oh, you're the golden child, you're the golden goose. But no, you can talk to your family and stop this, even though why don't you talk to your family in the first place? So then Derek said, why don't you just go? Mitch said, no. This is a hospital. I'm here to see my friend. If I can't go and wait with you guys, I'll wait in the back. I don't need to be right here. I just need to make sure that I know what's going on with my friend. And I said, oh, Mitch is one of those people where he's caught up. He's caught up because he has a family that does the illegal stuff. And then he has his friend who was also doing some illegal stuff. And it just all came to a head. And he likes Candice. And it's way too much. So now let's talk about Candice. Candice did sleep with Charles. And apparently, after she slept with Charles, she eventually went to the bathroom and she started to cry. She started to cry because she was overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed with her personal life spilling into what Charles... No, she was just crying about her son. She was on the bathroom floor and she was crying for real. At first, I thought it was an act, but no, she was crying for real. Due to the fact that she lost her son, the weight of losing her son, it finally hit her. It's just like, it's too much. And she's like, God, why? She just doesn't understand why I keep taking from her. And I said, wow, doesn't this sound familiar? Like mother, like daughter. But the terrible part is that Candice isn't living in reality. Candice is living in a fairy tale where she doesn't get that her actions are causing all of this. Her actions are the primary reason why her son got clipped, why her brother was in danger. It's her. It's not only her, but she plays a huge part in it. So then Charles wakes up, sees her crying, and then consoles her, and she's just like, it's too much, I can't handle it, I can't deal with this, too much. And then 30 seconds later, she was fine. She stops crying. It's like nothing ever happened. And here, Charles is looking at her like, Smurf? What is going on? What is going on? What? Why? Like why? Why can't you just go and be vulnerable? Why can't you just go and deal with your emotions? Why can't you go and just be honest about your emotions and how you feel? And she's just like, oh, there's nothing. What are you talking about? Crying about what? She doesn't have time to be weak. She doesn't have time to go and show emotion. She doesn't have time. And Charles, he was kind of marveling at the fact that, wow, she's been through all of this, but she's still able to keep it together. That's his first lady. That's what he's thinking in his mind. And that's what he's essentially telling her. He's saying, here's how this goes. Yeah, you kind of have a choice, but no, you don't. I want you to come with me to the White House to meet the standing president and first lady. And she said, wait, but isn't that normally reserved for the future president and first lady, or at least longtime girlfriend, fiance, something? And he said, normally, yeah, but he'll be only one of 3 sitting presidents that's not married when going into office. So what's the problem? What's the problem? They'll make exceptions. And she was just like, I don't know. He said, come on, we're doing this. Come on. What's the real issue? How can I be a first? We came from similar backgrounds. I want it to be you. And so Candice still feels a certain way, but then her phone rings and it's Mitch. And she's like, Mitch was good. And Mitch says, Benny was shot. What? St. Clair's Hospital. What? Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll be there. And so then Charles is thinking, okay, she's just trying to get out of this situation. But then that's when she says, look, her brother was shot. To just topple everything off, her brother was shot in critical condition, and it's at this hospital. So he said, oh, I'm coming with you. Which hospital? St. Clair's. No, why would you? And at first I thought she was going to give him a different hospital, but he's taking her. He goes, says his code word, let's say rutabaga, and in comes Landon. Landon and the cronies come in. It's like, what's wrong? We need to go to the hospital. Why? What's wrong? No, nothing's wrong with us. Candice, she needs to go to the hospital to see someone. What? Just make it happen. He said, and they're like, oh, okay. Candice kind of had that look of, this is horrible, but I can kind of get used to this. Okay. After that, we had, well, since I'm not doing it in sequential order, let's discuss Jim. So Jim goes and he visits David in the hospital. And David's doing better. His wounds are healing. He'll be able to get out of the hospital soon. He doesn't want to take the pain medication because he's not about that life. I mean, looking for... Anyway. Well, Jim comes because Jim says, oh, how are you feeling? Oh, okay, great. We have a problem. I had an informant at the, at the police station. Not the police station. The federal office. And... No, the DA office. And... She got caught, and now we need to come up with a plan B. We need to come up with a plan B. We need to come up with a plan B quickly. And that's when they figure, okay, so what are we going to do? David's going to make some calls, see what he can do, and we also have to deal with the fact that for the first time, Veronica, probably not for the first time, but it's just funny because they're saying, man, the women are going rogue, they're doing whatever they want. Veronica's sleeping with some boy, Hannah Young's son, and Katherine is fooling around with some other guy. And I said, let's see how long it'll take before that becomes a bigger issue. Once we go from that to, let's talk about Veronica, or as Stanley and Lynette from Random TV Reviews say, Demonica. So Demonica, she's not dead. Of course she's not dead. She's the devil. Like I said, evil does not die. It just goes and changes shape and form. It's like energy. But the main issue is that Jeffrey pushed her. Now Matt is there, and Matt's a nurse, so he goes running down. He's like, Jeffrey, we need to call the ambulance. We need to call an ambulance. We need to help her. She's breathing. What are you doing? Come on. Veronica's like, get your gay hands off me. She's so ignorant. She is so ignorant. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but she is so ignorant. I love her. And I hate her at the same time. She is so ignorant. She's so ignorant. Once we go from that... I'm sorry. She is so ignorant. Oh! I'm just... The fact that she felt like this... Oh, God. Okay, so Veronica is still out. She's like, oh no, leave me alone, don't touch me, don't move me. And Jeffrey went upstairs. He said, look, she's evil. She's evil. She's the devil. They don't die that easy. And he walks upstairs while Matt calls an ambulance. The ambulance comes, takes Veronica away, takes her to the hospital. Of course, they all go to the same hospital. You already know how this works. And Matt's just telling Jeffrey, I see a little bit of what she's been doing, and I'm sorry that she was doing whatever else to you, but you need to understand that at the end of the day, she's still your mother, and you can't allow her to win. You can't go and do the same things that she's done, because that'll just turn you into a bad person. And of course, Matt doesn't want that to happen. So then Jeffrey says, I know. And they're going to go out for like lunch or something, or tea, or whatever it is. I said, oh, this is nice. This is what Jeffrey needs. So that was the end of their stuff. Let's talk about Wyatt. So Wyatt's there. He's bored. They're not allowing him to go anywhere. They're not allowing him to do much of anything. And he's trying to go and bribe the security detail on him, and they said no, it's not going to work. Not only that, Jim usually has dirt on everyone, so I'm sure they're not just doing this just for the money. Once we go from that, there's a knock at the door, and it's Sarah. Sarah is the informant, and so she wanted to tell Jim some new information. The problem is that Sarah isn't necessarily in a good position to she's just in a really bad spot. She's in a terrible spot, and that's why she wanted to go to the gym to get some help. But Wyatt is there, and so then Wyatt convinces her to sit down first on the couch, and she wasn't giving up much information. Then they went to the kitchen, and it just grossed me out how Wyatt kept touching her, being all touchy-feely. And Sarah had this look of surprise, shock, but not really, because it's like father like son. But the other part was, I don't know, she just kind of gives me type of look all the time, where even if she's flirting, even when she's not flirting, maybe she is. I couldn't read her too well. I couldn't determine if she was kind of thinking, maybe this could work instead, or if she was also a little skeeved out. What I do know is she was definitely uncomfortable in general, and she left. She left because she said, I can wait outside. No, let me go. Wyatt wanted to make a call because Wyatt said, maybe I can use this to my advantage, because he was trying to see if she was sleeping with his father, which she is, but she lied and said she wasn't. He was like, oh, well, this is a first. Anyway, we go from that to, I guess we can end this episode out or round it out by discussing Katherine. So Katherine is still fooling around with that guy, with the, I guess you can tell, we'll call him the hotel manager. She's still messing with the hotel manager, and the thing with that is, he goes and tells her everything. He goes and tells her everything, that he's running a prostitution ring in the hotel, and that he's been working with another guy, a bartender named Rocky, and they were getting their orders from Candice. Now, he is definitely downplaying his part, but he's still overall telling the truth. And Katherine said, you were really stuck on stupid. The fact that you thought that you could go and get dirt on me when I know that you're not even a legalized citizen, when I know that you aren't here legally, I keep saying it for effect, when I could go and have you deported. He's maybe from Colombia or somewhere like that. And so she has him. And so she wants him to invite Rocky up, which he does. But remember, she's in control. So she was touching him the whole time, feeling him up. And it's all fun and games until it's not your choice. See how that works? It's all fun and games until it's not your choice. So then he decides, okay, he invites Rocky. He's in his underwear. Rocky comes in like, hey, what's up? And I thought Rocky would have more of a weird reaction to like, what's up? Why are you? But no, he just came in, and then Katherine said, so I know everything, spill it. And after a little bit of banter back and forth, pretending like he didn't know what she was talking about, he started to go and talk about it. And that it's Candice, but he was still being protective. One, because he's scared, and two, he probably isn't the worst person in the world. So then, but it was mainly out of fear. Because remember, Candice beat him up. So, and we have this whole thing of now Katherine, she's complimenting him. She's saying she could get him deported too, whether he's legal or not. She has a lot of power, but she wants him to go to the cops, to go to the police and report that Candice has been running this ring in the hotel. She'll protect him, but she needs him to go and at least initially make that statement. So that's her plan to take down number 9, the whore, as she so eloquently states. And then she wanted a threesome. I said, what? She was like, she hasn't had a threesome in a while, so she wanted a threesome between the two. The other guy, he was already like, look, okay, let's just do this. And Rocky just had that look of, I can't believe I'm involved with this mess, but hey, it could be worse. Knowing Katherine, she probably has a videotape somewhere. Actually, no. That'd be incriminating for her as well. We end off the episode with, while they're in the hospital, a couple of things occurred. So, Hannah and Derek overheard the fact that Veronica was there at the hospital, and the FBI came in, and they were trying to go and they tried talking to her doctor. Her doctor didn't say much. Veronica gave up the information that she only has a couple of bumps and bruises and no broken bones. And she was just doing the whole lawyer thing, like, you don't know who I am, but you will soon. And the guy was sweating. The guy who was interrogating her was sweating so much that even I noticed it. And Veronica said, "Oh, you're on that stuff, aren't you? As in that white horse? That cocaine?" Veronica, because he was sweating so much. I said, ew. He just kept sweating. It just kept getting worse. While everyone else was cool, he just kept sweating. And I knew, ooh, he's on drugs. He's on something. He needs his fix. So then he ran out of there to go and get his fix. And he said, oh, we're going to bury her. Oh, we're going to bury her. Veronica isn't scared because Veronica's never scared. She's like, give it your best shot. And the episode, I'm ending it where it did end, which is the Secret Service came in and they were saying, are you Hannah Young? Are you Derek whatever? Are you Mitch? And they had to go and search them and all of that, and they didn't ask why. What they did ask was, oh yeah, Jim also found out that that Charles was coming to the hospital, or he was in the hospital for a visit to see the sick kids, because we know there always has to be a cover. So that was his cover. And it ends with Charles and Candice walking in together. And I got such a chuckle and joy out of it. I don't know why, because I'm a little ignorant and ratchet. But I just felt like Candice was walking in like, oh yes, Mom, you said I wouldn't make it, but I made it. All right. Please like, comment, subscribe. That was the season premiere. It's either season 6 or 7. Some people will say 6, some people will say 7. I'm just going to go and say 7 because that's what the other reviewers are saying. And we're going to be in unison. Thank you.